The Joe Rogan Experience.
But that's Keanu. Like that's not just John. That's Keanu. Keanu loves cars. He loves bikes. He loves the discipline of it. He loves that's why he's got Arch motorcycles, right? If you ever get a chance, you should check that shop out. It's the most pristine.
I'm sure. I can't
ever.
fuck with motorcycles. I'm scared of them.
Yeah, but just to watch how he's got all the water cutters there. It's a very artistic.
Oh, the bikes he makes are incredible.
Yeah, they're great. But he brings that to he's very. Not compulsive. He's very. He loves the
meticulous.
Art of things. Yeah, he loves the art of it. He's fascinated by who makes this cup, Joe? How do you everything he just fascinated over. He wants a story on it. He's one of the most curious, curious artistically how things are done or who people are. He's just got a genuine curiosity and love for things.
He's a very unique guy. And
I think so.
I've never met him, but every interview you see with him, every movie, he's a very unusual person.
Yeah, and he's got. You know what? I think anybody really artistic, or at least the really, artistic people that I've met, they maintain that little bit of, and I mean this in the best of ways, a little bit of childness wonder. They're still kids a little bit. I could talk to you all day about archery. I could talk to you all day about martial. I could talk to you all day about motorcycle. I could talk to you all day about movies, and I think you got to have that. You need that little inspiration. I think you need that little bit of wanderlust into certain things, and I think he's still got that. He'll see a sequence. We'll come in with the nunchucks and do something, and he'll start giggling. He's like, you want me to do that? He's like, okay, that's pretty cool. And he just goes from totally serious guy to, okay, now how do I learn how to do and he just, everything you need to know about nunchucks, he wants to know about nunchucks. He just throws himself into it.
So how much time did he have to train martial arts before John Wick 1?
Oh, God, it wasn't that. He was coming out of a couple films, so he hadn't been, he wasn't in fight shape. That was so... it's just you can't just jump back in. So we gave him 3 to 5 weeks with some of the trainers we found to get into shape. Cut weight, got himself back in, stretched, kind of got back into where he was on the Matrix. And then we stuck him with the fight teams and the stunt guys. I think we had him within 3 months. That was probably the shortest one we did. That was about 3 months to get him into that shape and teach him all the, the Aikido stuff and the Aikijitsu.
But there's so much going on in those movies physically that you need to be proficient in.
Yeah.
The gun stuff, the throws, jiu-jitsu, striking, everything.
The jiu-jitsu was the new thing for him. Probably not the most physically demanding, but you know how it is. We're used to using your hands and feet. I mean, I'm sure you remember the first time you transitioned to jiu-jitsu. It's it looks easy, but completely.
It's an eye-opener.
Yeah, it really is. And even recently for me, I'm starting to feel I can move. It feels just as good to be on my back as my butt. But I think we took a lot of inspiration from dance. Most of what we do is dance. They're based on dance drills. They're not based on martial art drills. They look like martial arts. We kick, punch, but we don't train the actors in Thai pads or focus mitts or heavy bag. We'll do maybe a little of that for impact stuff, but it's mostly about memory. Because if a guy can punch and kick, that's great, but if you can't remember 5 moves, you're not much good to us. And it's more, martial arts is action, reaction, or causing the guy to be off balance. All our guys are trained to keep him on balance, to make it look crazy, but they got to dance with him. So it's about that metronome, keeping the beat going. So when we trained him, he hadn't been trained that way before. It was more like memorizing a few moves, hitting some guy.
Specific sequence.
But we realized we had no money and we had no time, and every time you do punches and kicks, you see in most movies, right? They're on you, right, over my shoulder. Then, you take the hit, and it goes over your shoulder so I can sell the hit. So you're always doing these reverses. So if I do a big wide shot profile, you throw in a nice roundhouse kick, I got to cut somewhere to show the impact, unless you're really kicking me, which is not advisable most of the time. So every time, the more punching and kicking, striking you do, or if Keanu's not doing the motion, I got to cut more. And every time I cut, it's a setup. It's just time consuming. Not that it's bad or good. It's just time consuming. We knew we weren't going to have that, so we're like, fuck, what do we do? Okay, well, we're just going to grab people. We're just going to make it all grappling. And is that going to look, remember, it's all during the Bourne, so everything's going to look very slow, compared to what it was. But we're going to do we're going to do Aikido, Aikijitsu, or Jiu-Jitsu. That's it. That's all you get. And if you're going to punch, it'll be a contact hit. That's all we're going to do. No punches, no kicks, no nothing. And we'll do it all in one take. And we're all like, yeah, sounds good. We thought it was a complete disaster after the first 2 days of shooting the fight scenes. We're like, this is going to suck. We're fucked.
Why'd you think that, though?
I think it was everyone's mindset like we did it out of necessity and we thought it was cool. But like you'd see people that would, where's the kid? Like, sometimes people look and go, well, he's doing the same throw over. I mean, Ippon Seoinage looks the same, but for us, the different grips, the different throw, it all looks different to me. Like I'm a throw. I love judo porn. I could watch a million different throws. It's awesome. For some people, it all looks the same. They want to see the cool jump spin hook kick or something like that. But then we put in the close quarter stuff, and when you're seeing it, remember, we don't have the muzzle flashes on, we don't have the blood splatters.
Right.
So you're just kind of seeing, it looks like they're dancing.
Right.
And then you put in the sound effects, and you put in the muzzle, and then you put in the fucking reload, and like now it's making sense.
So what do you, when he's shooting in the actual filming, is he just pulling the trigger and it's just going click?
Well, see, that's the thing.
Do you have dummy rounds?
When you most movies you always see A to B cutting, right? I'm on you, you're the guy. Like guns into camera, you fire the blank. Most firearms up until very recently fire blanks. And for the people out there, a blank is a round without the actual bullet, the lead piece that hits. But a blank still has a gunpowder charge in it. Say maybe even if it's only 50 grams of black powder. But at a range of 10 to 15 feet, that can kill you.
Yeah.
With concussive force. And you hear about all the accidents that have happened with blanks over the years. Like you can't put a blank gun to your head and pull the trigger; it'd kill you, right? So we wanted to do all this close quarter shooting. Like we wanted to put the muzzle and do all this stuff, close quarter contact stuff. So we went to our VFX guys, and the trick is not so much the muzzle flash; it's the lighting interaction, especially at night, and it's cycling the automatic, getting it in, and having the casing ejection. All do, but it can add up with visual effects costs. So we went and we found the armorers, and through Terran and the technologies that we found through the armorers, we made a plug gun. A plug gun is a gun that has almost a steel rod inside the barrel, and it kicks the gas a different way. So we still have an ejection, but nothing, no energy, no flash, no padding or wadding comes out the barrel. Like you couldn't put a live round in it if you tried.
So is it a lower level?
In England, they use some that are like almost air contained. They can do it. In us, it's a very, very small charge of black powder. So it's a very, very, we call them plug guns. They're very, very limited in the grainage.
So it's just enough to cycle the round?
Just enough to cycle it, yeah.
And
with
eject
nothing,
it.
Ejecting, but nothing comes out the barrel.
So all that stuff that you see, the blood splatter, that's all CGI?
The blood is all CG. There's one or two instances where it's not, but most of the blood is the blood's so good nowadays digitally that it saves so much time because we don't have to change the wardrobe and get it. I mean, you see in like in Tarantino, like in Django, Tarantino still uses old school blood packs, which I'm old school. I fucking love that. I think it's amazing. But with just the time and you see a John Wick movie, it's like, the reset on 20 stunt guys taking hits at one day. It'd be a 3-hour reset to change the wardrobe.
Right.
And headshots, you'd have to put a special head pack on with a wig and all that stuff. So we do the blood hits digitally. The muzzle flashes, we actually shoot against a green screen, and we'll call them elements, and then we'll plug actual muzzle flashes back into the movie later on. Oh. So they're not digital per se, but they are comped in or in a composition. And that's how we get the cool lighting effect and keep the cool muzzle flashes.
How long did it take you to film that red circle bar scene?
I think less than 4 days.
Really?
Yeah, we went really fast. And Keanu he had the flu. He had like 103-degree fever. He was going down. It was a rough day. It was freezing cold New York. He had the flu, super high temperature, and we were just flying through it. Like literally 2-3 takes. Move on, 2-3 takes. Move on.
Filming it with the flu. Wow.
Yeah, he's a trooper, man. He's hard to keep down. Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah, he's a tough fucker.
A lot of actors have a fucking earache. They'll call it quits for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. No comment.
No comment.
But like most of the people we work with, they get it, and we try to be smart too. Look, if there's another way, if we could have shut down and let them, it was like one of those. We either got to stop or we don't. We only get one shot, and you couldn't afford. And Keanu's that guy too. You can't make him.
Where did you film that?
It was all New York City.
But the red circle, where was it?
It was in this little. It was up in the theater district. I forget the name of it. It was a shut down little club that we just kind of opened back up and put our own lighting rig in there and just kind of lit it up. I mean, if you had seen it in the daytime, it was all like that shit brown leather. It looked like you were walking into a Big Boys or something. It looked really bad. That gives credit to John Sella, the cinematographer on the first one. We went in, put our lighting grid up, flashed a lot of big screen neon lights, put the extras in funny colors, and we ran out of money, so we're like, we didn't know how to put the bad guys in something. So we're like, okay, what would Star Trek do? And Star Trek, we always called them the red shirts. the guys in Star Trek that were always getting killed. If the dude was wearing right there, Kirk was transporting down to the planet with the red shirt guy, and that guy was gone. So we put all our bad guys in the red shirts. They were just going to kill them all. I think we had a deal. There's a local, like one of the garment district things. I think we got all those red shirts for like $10. It was like a whole deal. So we just bought all the stunt guys red shirts. But yeah, we did it all in this shitty little club in like 4 days, maybe 4.5 days, something like that.